We survived Halloween. I had a great day yesterday. Ended up being about $225 for the day. Did about $125 in 5 hours for the evening shift. Lots of good tippers, but the orders came in actually a little slower than I had anticipated. Want to welcome everyone watching live and on replay. If you are watching this on replay, this will get kind of long and it may not be the greatest thing, but we have other ride-alongs. In fact, we have other specific rating climb ride-alongs on the channel. So if you have a really low acceptance rate, but you want to get your acceptance rate up, because I'm going to tell you why you want to do this. The amount of good orders that will be coming in November, December, and January very well may be worth it in your market to be platinum so you can get access to these large orders and these catering orders. I was platinum through the middle of this week and was getting $25, $30 orders regularly. As soon as I dropped to gold yesterday, I wasn't getting many orders over $10. It made a huge difference in my market. So if you want to figure out how to bring your acceptance rate up on Doordash without killing your profitability, you can follow along on this whole stream, or I've showed you in a series of videos how I worked my acceptance rate all the way up from like 16% all the way to 97%, and then I let it settle back down, usually around 75%. So we are getting started here. I just grabbed an Uber Eats order, $8 for 1 mile. I am focusing a lot on mileage control with all of the other apps, and then I want to only be running Doordash when I am in the exact zones that I want to be. So I have a Doordash scheduled starting at 10:30, and because I am not platinum, I cannot dash now anytime. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dash now because it's scheduled from 10:30 to 1:30, and then I'm gonna immediately pause orders right away, just until I get this one delivered really quick, because I do not wanna get timed out. So for the apps that we are running today, we are running Doordash, Uber Eats, Instacart, Grubhub, Shipped, Deliver That, and Zifty. Now, I've not taken any orders yet on Zifty. We'll see if we get one today. I don't know if we will. I'm going to send a quick message that I like to do sometimes when I have all frozen items, like this one is a couple of smoothies from Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I have this, and I'll do a slight variation of what we normally do here, but I'm just going to say, your order is on ice in my cooler. I am on my way to you. I have a cooler in the back. Good morning, William. How are you doing today? Hope that you are having a good day out there. Let me know if you're a gig delivery driver or if you're doing something else. Good morning, Kaylee. How is everything going for you today? Hopefully you had good Halloween. Did you guys get out trick-or-treating yesterday at all? We are gonna click on this, verify, order verified. We're only going 1 mile. I did not get a new camera, but I think the sun is like really washed out my face. So we sent our message. We are on our way. We're only going 1 mile. We're staying downtown. Good morning, Raven Gonzalez. How are you? Yeah, the Yankees lost. Dodgers won the World Series. So I'm a Mets fan. So I was kind of torn because obviously the Dodgers just knocked us out. And as a Mets fan, I tend to not be a Yankees fan. In the end, I kind of figured, you know what, I'll root for the Dodgers because I'd always rather lose to the best team than lose to the team that lost to the best team. So I did that. So good morning, everybody. We are just hitting the road here for our first delivery of the day. LV, welcome. Glad that you are here. This first delivery is $8. We're only going 1 mile. We're staying right in our main downtown zone that we're trying to stay in today. And so we are delivering on 7 different apps now. And I just got out. I was tired. I was exhausted. I had to do a couple other things. We had an eBay sale. I sold a printer on eBay for like $60 yesterday. That included shipping, all that total. So I had to drop that off at UPS. I was too tired last night to gas up. So I gassed things up. Good morning, Jason. How are you today? Hopefully you guys all had a good Halloween. For those of you who do celebrate the channel, we've got a bunch of people who've got a bunch of different takes on it. But if you're here, I'm assuming that means you had a good and safe day yesterday, as did we. We finished with about 225 yesterday. morning into early lunch shift was pretty slow, but supper was solid. I would say I consider supper yesterday roughly like better than a weeknight, not as good as weekend night. So there's like a day called like Thursday and a half. That was what last night was like. It was better than a normal Thursday for sure. But surprisingly for me, Uber Eats made well over 100 on Uber Eats alone yesterday. And I think I had 5 orders, and of 5 of them were for $20 plus on Uber Eats. So that is where I went. I did get like 4 plus orders on DoorDash last night, and I kid you not, every single one of them was between a 25 to 50 cent hidden tip. There were no bangers in all of them. And I was like, are you kidding me? So that gave me the inspiration to really push on as quick as possible. But we tried this earlier in the week, taking every order, and that doesn't work. If you're going to take every DoorDash order, you're going to probably be making between $8 and $15 an hour. So instead, today, we're going to be multi-apping. Everything is on, and we're only going to turn on DoorDash when we are exactly where we want to be. And so yesterday, and we're back here again. So we love our repeat cup, especially when they're good tippers like this one is. So I'll be right back with you. Anytime we get near the beach, the signal gets a little bit dicey because the towers just don't reach quite that far. So I might lose you again for just a minute or two, but I'm going to just get right back to the main road before I turn on DoorDash, because one thing you don't want to do when you are doing a rating climb is you do not want to be missing orders on DoorDash because of a bad signal, because 1 percentage point down most of the time will mean at least 2 extra orders that you have to take to get your rating where you want it to be. You almost have our picture uploaded, but so like I said, I might lose you guys here for another brief second. Here we go. Picture uploaded for that one. We got that marked as delivered. But here's the thing. So the other day we were doing DoorDash only, right? And then you're just stuck with only DoorDash. The reason I was doing that was I was trying to get to 70%. However, when I showed up yesterday, I was already missing the platinum. So we believe that the account had a platinum freeze for about 2 weeks because of the hurricane. And now that 2 weeks is up, we just reverted to our normal thing. Which means there's probably a lot of people out here like me in my market and maybe in nearby markets who also just lost platinum. So I am thinking the sooner I can get to platinum, the sooner I will have less competition with doing that. So what we are going to do is I'm going to just maybe also do what's best for trying to get the orders. But now that we're kind of past that zone, I hope we have DoorDash back on. Now, there's multiple strategies you can use in trying to get your acceptance rate up. You can go earn by time. You can go earn per offer. I'm going to go earn per offer today because I'm trying to minimize my mileage. But if I really wanted to get there the fastest way possible, I believe earn by time will get you the most orders in a short amount of time. However, you will have to drive higher mileage, and get whatever comes what may. Now here's the thing, if you're accepting everything, you're accepting everything. And so we just got a $12 for 7 mile. I feel like that's probably better than anything we would have gotten on Earn by Time. We'll accept that, but nothing else will we turn off, because we know where this order is going. And it's really nice when you accept a DoorDash first, you can always double check and see exactly where you're going with the address, because they don't hide that from you like other ones do. So I'm going to just double check my address so I know right where I'm going. It's perfect. I'm in the wrong lane. There is a left turn lane here. Let's see if I can move over. I can now. To come on over. And we are on our way to Chick-fil-A in the mall. Chick-fil-A in the mall. And I was going to say, the other strategy that you can, and by the way, we're pretty far away from the mall to get this order. We're a couple miles away. So what that tells me, anything really in that downtown zone anyway. But the mall is a great place in my market to hang out, because there's a lot of cheap restaurants that are getting constant orders. Now, you might say, well, how do you make that profitable? Well, first of all, you're hoping that you're going to get some orders that have decent tips. This is probably a $10 tip. And honestly, even though it's not considered a what am I on, silver or platinum order, the goal is get to platinum as fast as possible. And the faster you get there, then hopefully the better everything will work. I have no idea why my face is looking so washed out today. I don't know what's going on with my phone camera, so my apologies for that. I guess the baldness is just shining extra bright today. So just a warm, hearty hello to everyone. Once again, happy Friday, happy November. We are going to focus, just so you know, I've got my plan for the next 2 days of streams. So tomorrow's stream will be kind of a normal, like a full 11, 12-hour stream. And it's going to be college football themed. So we're going to be talking college football all day tomorrow as we deliver. And then Sunday will be, once again, the NFL football stream. And one of the reasons I'm doing it is because I like football. And I honestly miss being able to watch and follow football when I'm out delivering. And so it was really fun last week when we did the Sunday football stream of getting constant updates from people, both our regulars as well as football fans coming in. And I do think it's really kind of cool to expose this idea of doing food delivery to other people who maybe order food delivery, so they kind of have a realistic understanding of this is how it goes. These are the decisions your drivers are making. And I feel like one of the best ways to help people understand why tipping is so important on these delivery apps is to show them in real time, hey, guess what? If you don't tip, these are the orders that you're going to get. And realistically, this is why your food was cold, because it was sitting there. And we've highlighted that multiple times throughout this stream, and not just today, but other days, that, look, I got this, and when I walk in and I see the order is ready and sitting there at a restaurant that's normally busy and behind, that's a pretty good sign that it's either a no tip or a low tip order. And so I want to help people understand, because maybe all of us on both sides, both those of us who are ordering and those of us who are drivers, would say, hey, it would just be great if we got base pay and tips was an extra thing. But right now, that's just not the world we live in. And so in the meantime, while we continue to battle and fight for things like $5 minimum or $1 a mile, whatever is greater on orders, that's what I want all of these companies to implement. And one company that is doing that for the most part looks like, and I'm not sure if it's all Deliver That orders, but at least all my Deliver That Easy Cater orders hit that mark. They give the base pay of that. Now, granted, catering orders are more work, and so you're still kind of dependent on a customer tip to make it worthwhile, but that certainly is helpful in all of this. I am also on day 4 of my water fast cleanse. So far so good. I've got my emergency coconut water here ready to go as soon as I need it. I think there's a pretty good chance, just based on how I'm feeling, that I will probably start doing like smoothies and juice starting tonight, especially with a busy weekend coming up. But we are still in pursuit of that. For those of you who are new to the stream, anytime I'm going in a place where I know it's going to be a little bit longer, I put this BRB sign up. My daughter made this, and it's holding up pretty well. It's starting to tear in some spots, so it needs some reinforcement. Maybe just do some laminating or something. But the reason why is because this phone does not have a network plan on it. It's connected to the car Wi-Fi. So in this particular case, the one thing I cannot do is I cannot leave my car running in the mall parking lot. I think I feel comfortable enough leaving the phone running, especially since it's not like crazy busy right now, but I do have to stop the car and lock it, or else you guys will probably be going on a trip somewhere, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna go run in. I'm hoping that everything with this DoorDash is good. This stream will time out after 5 minutes if I'm not back, but if I'm not back in those 5 minutes, as soon as I have it, we will be up and running again. All right, we're back. That worked out really well. It was ready to go. $4 for 6 mile on Uber. We wouldn't take it. Plus, even if it was good, it doesn't really pair with the direction that we are headed at the moment. I'm seeing a lot of orders from like Costco popping up all the way down here. They're not good ones, obviously, but we're like 7-8 miles away from Costco. All right, let me get caught up on chat here really quick. Yeah, Uber Eats was strong here too. All right, my Halloween was awesome. Kiss, mini garage concert for the neighborhood. That's awesome. That was awesome. I actually, here's a crazy thing. I only delivered. I did probably, I don't know. You have to count it up, but I think I did roughly 15 deliveries last night, and of those 15, only 3. No, I haven't seen any feedback thing, Kaylee. They probably don't want my feedback. They know my feedback. But I think I only delivered to 3 neighborhoods that had kids last night. The vast majority of my orders. So here's the crazy thing. I only delivered 1 Papa John's order the entire night last night. I delivered like 4 or 5 sushi orders, I think, between like that whole time. So I kept delivering either rich people pizza or rich people sushi, going to people who did not have any trick-or-treaters in their neighborhood. It was crazy. It was just very much, I delivered to lots of people, and it's kind of funny going to restaurants that are like family-friendly restaurants and like walking in and still being like the youngest person in there by far. There are no kids in there. All right, so we are on our way. This is a 7-mile trip. Actually, it's only 6 miles because I guess the first mile was to the mall. However, it is not a good drop-off location, nor do I want to be getting orders from there. So I already have marked on here, pause orders after delivery. Now that's only on Doordash. I will take other orders from other apps, and this is how you want to multi-app in your rating climb, okay? And so our goal, obviously, is to try to move to 70. I mean, in a perfect world, we might even be to 70 by tonight. I'm starting at 58%. So in a perfect world, I would be platinum by tomorrow morning and have platinum all day Saturday. But realistically, I'm thinking, okay, maybe if we have 2 really solid days of making money and minimizing bad trips that we take on Doordash, and that's the key thing here is I'm accepting everything on Doordash. Now, there are a couple of tools that I have at my disposal, which is you can time out orders. You also can cancel orders, but my completion rate's at 98%, so I can only cancel 3 orders really over the next however many I need. And here's how I roughly calculate. I assume that roughly double the percentage points you need, and that's roughly how many orders you're going to have to take. So I'm assuming going into today, it may be less than this, but I'm going to make the assumption that I'm going to need to take 24 Doordash orders to climb 12 acceptance rate points. It's not perfect, but it's a realistic rule of thumb if you're trying to figure out how to get to the 70. And honestly, if there is any time of year that you may want to try out Platinum on Doordash, it is my firm belief it is from about mid-November through mid-January. So I'm not saying it will be worth it. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just saying if you've never considered it, at least think about it. And if you're wanting to try it out for the holiday season, then the time to get your account in order is now. That's all I'm saying. It also occurred to me this morning that there is probably a really good gold strategy that I don't think I've heard anyone talk about, which is this. So to be gold, your acceptance rate has to be high, but there's no minimum number of orders you have to complete. So I think for some of you that a nice compromise is strive for gold. And what I mean by that is instead of worrying about taking, getting the 100 orders and the 70% acceptance rate, what if you only turned on Doordash at supper time when you were near your best restaurant? And anytime you ended up not near a best restaurant, you paused orders after delivery. I bet you if you did that anywhere from 5 to 7 days a week, you could probably be able to take 7 out of every 10 orders. As soon as you get like 1 or 2 bad orders in a row, then you know it's time to either move or quit for the night, depending on how late it is. And I just wonder if that would be a strategy, because you don't need the 100 minimum orders. You could literally just go out, deliver from, let's say, 5 to 7, 5 to 8, take the best orders, take anything that's like close to $2 a mile plus any gold orders they send you, which should be better than the silver orders in your area. And maybe you could actually keep your acceptance rate at 70%. I don't know. I am being absolutely bombarded with Instacart orders. They're all bad. But what that means is I'm nowhere near an Instacart store at all right now. So it means there's way more orders than there are drivers right now, because usually our drivers take even the bad orders. Because our Instacart drivers, if they say anything over $10, they're grabbing it almost instantly, with the exception of the worst of the absolute worst. Our Instacart drivers are the least picky people I've ever seen. And it's one of the reasons why I don't do Instacart more. Because you can't even wait to let the value of the Instacart orders go up, because someone's going to grab it. But I will keep an eye on that, especially when we're parked in Instacart only zones. We are about 3 miles off from our first drop off. The stream time is going to be the delivery time. Technically, I started a couple minutes before today, but basically the stream time is our delivery time. I had not yet left the restaurant, so you're talking within 5 minutes. So 30 minutes in, we're going to be at $20 in 30 minutes. I'm happy with that. Obviously I want to keep going, but if that's all I end up with the first hour from 10:30 to 11:30, that's good. That's good for anything we did yesterday in the morning. So I'm very encouraged by this. Now, obviously I'm not expecting that pace to stay during the afternoon hours. The goal is just keep making some money, plugging away, and hopefully we can have another night at least equivalent to last night that can set us up for a good solid $200 to $250 a day. So we got to do a couple of zigzags, and then we're going to just work our way back to downtown before we turn on Doordash. I will let you know as soon as I get a chance too if our acceptance rate climbed. Now, it's not going to climb every time. Okay, if you want to be super specific, you can actually do it. You can actually know whether or not accepting an order will increase your acceptance rate point, but it's going to take some grunt work on your part. You just have to start at any given point in time and start recording every single order from this point forward. You could either do like a Y or an N, yes, no, and then you will start to build out your 100 in a row of these are the last 100 orders I've taken, and then when you accept something, whatever number 101 replaces order number 1. Order 102 replaces order number 2. So if I had accepted 10 in a row from orders 1 through 10, and then orders 101 through 110, if I take all of those, my acceptance rate is not going to move up a point, even though I've taken 10 in a row. So I have found lots of people claim lots of things about acceptance rate and all these different things and cancellation rate, but nobody ever shows the proof, like here's the 100 screenshots in a row, or here's I dialogue. It's just kind of people go by a gut feeling. And honestly, it's really hard to remember what you did 100 orders ago. Now, every once in a while I'll remember, hey, there was a streak. So I know somewhere in here there was a streak, I want to say on Sunday, where I declined 10 orders in a row. However, I might not need to work even all those out before I get to the 70% acceptance rate. So I'm a little skeptical. I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart, but I am a little skeptical anytime someone claims, oh, DoorDash isn't tracking these numbers right. I think they could get into a lot of trouble if they found that they were manipulating your numbers on that. Now, I'm not saying glitches aren't possible, but for them to intentionally be doing that, I think it's highly unlikely. Just because you're talking the idea of definite lawsuits would be possible with that if they say this is the standard and we messed with those numbers. Now, do I wish they would be 100% transparent with those numbers on acceptance rate? Yes. It would be really nice to know that they would put a graphic somewhere to say, if you take the next, let's say for me, right? If you take the next 27 orders in a row, you will be a platinum dasher, or you will unlock gold, or I actually think it would inspire drivers if you actually knew what you had to do. There's one other aspect of this that I want to make a video on. I just have yet to do it. I've mentioned in some of my other videos, but it's the yo-yo strategy. So let me explain to you exactly why I'm able to dash now anytime, essentially, even though I'm not a Platinum Dasher. And that is this, and I talked about it going through this week. I made sure every single day that I was a Platinum Dasher and I knew I might be losing it at any time soon, that I scheduled out all of my shifts ahead of time. Because just because you lose Platinum Dasher doesn't mean you lose your pre-scheduled shifts. So even if I'm not Platinum tomorrow, I have a full day fully scheduled out. I just put half an hour breaks in between things systematically, so that way if for any reason I accidentally lose a dash or miss out on a dash, I don't have to wait more than an hour or two to get back on Doordash. So you can do this, and you can use what I call the yo-yo strategy if you really want. And it would be something like this. During the week, Monday through Thursday, or maybe Monday through Friday if you need a little extra time, you get yourself up to Platinum Dasher. Let's say you can do it in 4 days. Okay? And by Thursday, you're at 70%. Then you can schedule out Friday morning before you start delivering. You can then schedule out every single shift that you need all the way through Thursday. You can basically schedule 7 days out. So you can schedule out your whole Friday, your whole Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then all weekend, you start as a Platinum Dasher, you might not stay there long, but you can cherry pick all you want all weekend. And then Monday through Thursday, you put in the grunt work of taking every order, but doing it smartly at least the first half of the week. And maybe over the weekend, maybe you only drop from 70 to 55%. So maybe you really only need to take, say, 30 orders to get back to Platinum. So you take 30 orders in a row between Monday and Thursday, then you wake up Friday morning and you're a Platinum Dasher again. And what do? Repeat and do that. So I'm calling that the yo-yo strategy. That is patent pending, so nobody steal that. The yo-yo strategy. So essentially, you get Platinum Dasher, you schedule out a week ahead, you cherry pick the weekends when orders are the best and you don't want to be taking junk orders. And then during the week, you put back in grunt work, either earn by time or earn per offer, whatever your strategy is, but you take your however many orders that you need in a row. And honestly, if you're falling only to silver, let's say you're falling only to the 50s, you'd still be a silver. So you're still going to get at least some preference over the other dashers. I mean, I saw better than average orders on silver. I don't want to stay there, but they were still better than, I'm sure, most non-dashers or both, whatever. Is there a level below silver? Is there a bronze level? I would assume, but I don't know. Whatever level that is, I'm sure it's better than the orders that they saw. And so it's something that you can certainly consider if you're trying to get your acceptance rate up, or if you have a lot of trouble scheduling and getting orders scheduled for you. So if scheduling is hard, then that's the go around. As long as you're Platinum Dasher sometime on Friday, you can schedule all the way through the next Thursday. Or if you really wanted to go the opposite way, you could try to be Platinum Dasher by like Monday, and then you could schedule all the way through the following Sunday. Now, I do think there's some drawbacks there because, at least in my market, the best orders are on weekends, and I want to be able to cherry pick as much as possible on weekends. All right, so we are just about to the drop-off. The road just kind of ends. It says no outlet, private road. I have never been back here. It's always fun. Like, you think you've like discovered your whole town, and earlier this week I went into a gated community that I had never been in, and now today I'm in a part of town that I have never been in. I think I kind of know how this place works, but it's kind of cool. I think this is, yeah. All right, so they said, actually leave at my door, but leave in front of the gate. So, with the gate has a nice friendly keep out sign. Yep, and they just sent a message. I'm just gonna follow up with a "you are welcome." I said, will do, you are welcome, have a great weekend. All All right, we'll get our picture, all of our food. And interestingly, there's one other thing that I'll note here, is that even though I said pause orders after delivery, it did not actually pause right away. That is definitely a negative glitch I've seen with the Doordash app, so you've got to be extra vigilant, because the last thing I want to do when I'm taking everything is take something that's this far away from the zone that I want to be. So I'm going to get away from this customer's house really quick. Hopefully this will help you. One of the other things I'm trying to do is I'm trying to front end the main content that I'm trying to share, because I know a lot of people are not going to watch however long this ends up being, a 4-hour, 5-hour, 10-hour live stream, but they might watch the first half an hour. So I'm trying to teach as much as possible in the first half and then go a little more casual dialogue the second half. So I'm not ignoring you guys, just wanted to share this because I think there's just a lot of non-creativity. People just look at these apps as just being like, I just do it. Like, no, there's strategy, there's creativity, there's different ways. There's ways to try to maximize your earnings. There's ways to, there's little tricks of the trade. And I've just kind of always been the type of person that likes to find the loophole of things. I like to just look for, hey, what's a different way to approach this than everybody else is approaching this? So I'm hoping that this helps some of you. I'm not telling you should go for platinum. What I'm telling you is I think there's ways that you can get there, and it's going to cause the minimal amount of pain. And earlier this week, I took everything on Doordash only, and it was a maximum amount of pain. So my point is, let's figure out how to do it. We are like 40 minutes in, we're at $20. We've taken one Uber Eats, one Doordash. Hayek, is that how you say? Yeah, copyright incoming, the yo-yo strategy, Jaeger. Yeah, not talk about the Cowboys on the football stream, yeah. And Hayek, hopefully that's how you say it. I'm basing it off of Selma Hayek, that I kind of think spells her name that way or similar. So, but welcome from the United States. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Hope you are doing well. If you want a fascinating tidbit about Russia, it's a fascinating tidbit about Russia that probably most people don't realize. Russia is huge, and there are so many different native dialects and languages in Russia. It is crazy. And when you look at the vast, like so much of what we think about Russia is Moscow, right? Because that's what we hear about on American news all the time. We always hear about Moscow, Russia, the Kremlin, all that stuff. But Russia is just amazingly diverse. It's kind of almost mind-blowingly phenomenal if you start doing the research as to how many different heritages people of Russia have. I think it's really kind of crazy. And I saw a video on YouTube one time that was kind of like really, really mind-blowing. And because you've got Mongol remnants. I'm like people who are like everyone there is like related to Genghis Khan because he had like so many kids and and so many wives, I guess, too, or whatever format that took. But you have so many, essentially what we would call, like Native Americans, but they're just Native Russians from like, I don't even know honestly, I don't actually know the proper term, but from like different tribal groups. And all sorts of things going on like that. So, I think is really funny. Uber Eats wants me to unlock the platinum on Uber Eats, which is kind of funny. That they like chose the same exact levels as DoorDash did. Way to be original here, Uber. If I get to levels on Uber, I get to levels on Uber, but I do not I do not accept or decline Uber Eats orders based off of anything other than straight up and down whether the order is good. Now, if they require you to do something in order to schedule, then that might change. And we might try to figure out how to juggle all of it. But right now, they don't, so I won't. Honestly, I think it would get to the point where it'd be really difficult to stay top tier at more than 2 apps. That's how I already feel. Like, it's hard to stay top tier of DoorDash and Instacart at the same time. So I couldn't imagine trying to balance top tier of Uber in the midst of all those. And if that's the case, then certain orders may just have to go goodbye. Or certain apps might have to go goodbye. Yeah, the yo-yo strategy. So essentially, you work your way up to platinum, schedule out 7 days, cherry pick to your heart's content, and then work your way up to platinum. So, hey, we're going to do English only in the chat, please, because that's not going to really help anybody here. But I'm so glad that you're here and you're welcome. So, mods, we will, anything that's not English, you don't need to block the user, but you can just delete the non-English stuff. So I don't know if you're here, Jaeger, or any mods are here, but we're gonna just go English only, just simply because I can't deal with moderating other languages. I barely know how to speak English myself. So we'll just delete the non-English chat, but we will not. Hey, Riz. Yeah, and here's the irony. I actually don't have any sort of Viking Norwegian roots. It's actually Scottish roots. But some people have called me the Viking. We've got a couple of our regulars, so you'll be in good hands hanging out with us if you call me Viking. I won't oppose to that. But I actually have 0 Norwegian roots. It's actually, the red is all from my Scottish heritage. As far as I know, I've never done one of those tests because, yeah, not a big fan of sending my DNA to other people. So. But yeah, Scottish heritage is where the red beard comes from. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hey, thanks, Riz. Appreciate it. I'm probably not going to be a Riz Lord like you. Awesome. See, Kelly, that's so cool. I hope it goes really well for you. If you want, it's really hard while I'm here right now, but if you want to, just send me an email with your channel and I'll subscribe and try to at least hop on every now and then. Saeed, let me get to you in a second. So the email is asideofhustlechannel@gmail.com. Awesome. I've yet to see, and here's the funny thing. I have StreamYard for horizontal streaming. I haven't looked to see what they do for vertical streaming. And then I got the other one, which is, what's the other one I downloaded? Streamlabs OBS. And I think my problem is I'm trying to do this on an iPhone 8 Plus, and these apps have just far advanced beyond how far we can go. We've got a Grubhub, $9 for 11 miles that we will be rejecting. Anything under $10 I mark as order too low. Hey, no, it's all good. Just whenever you get a chance, shoot me, because I'm trying, all of the content creators that are following me, I'm trying to subscribe. I don't have a ton of time to watch, but every once in a while I'll get a chance to go through and see stuff, and in the very least I want to give you the subscribe as you're building, because hopefully you're not just doing it just for fun, you're also working to build another stream of income for you. So but I absolutely want to follow along with you and at least catch little bits and pieces of your journey. Oh, for sure. We're in this together. Like, I wouldn't be here without the support of you guys, and I want to help support you guys in any way I can. I don't have tons of extra cash, but I got likes, and I got subscribes, and I got other things I can try to throw your way. And so, and if you come across and it really meshes, anytime you make content that meshes well with the channel, I love shouting it out. So, I actually just found out that I had commented on one of your driver Mike's videos, and he actually commented back inviting me to submit one of my first shift videos. And so my question to you, for those of you who have watched them, I have 2 of them. It's they look similar, but I have a Grubhub and I have a Doordash first shift. I'm wondering which one I should submit. I have a Doordash Platinum tier first shift, and then I have my first shift ever on Grubhub. So I'm trying to figure out which one I should submit, which one you think is better. I'm gonna guess, having not rewatched them recently, I'm gonna guess that the Doordash one is better just because it's more recent. It was the final video of my rating climb series that I did, and so I would think that just because it's newer, it's probably slightly better editing than what the Grubhub one was. But if you've seen both of them, I would love to know if you think I should submit one or if I should just create a new one, create like a fresh one and do that. But I'm gonna, he sent a link to submit because he's got a nice system going, and I'm sure he's got a very nice monetization stream going through YouTube in addition to the delivery stuff that he does. It's really cool. And but I know that if we could get a little exposure on a bigger channel like that, it would certainly help the channel and let people know a little bit more about what we do here. So, and if you haven't seen it, what he does is he'll like clip out clips from a particular video, and then he'll hop in and do comments on them and give his opinion. And obviously he won't agree with everything that you say or whatever, but gives kind of a good perspective. So actually what I'm kind of thinking is if I get back to platinum, I might do sometime once we get our thing, but like do like a first shift on platinum, Doordash platinum in December 2024, something like that. I'm planning on pumping out a bunch of first shift of 2025 videos as soon as we get to like January 1st. We are planning on we're planning on attacking this $700 in 1 day challenge. I've got 3 dates that I'm looking at for those videos. So the first one I'm looking for is the Friday and Saturday before Christmas. So I'm thinking for that one doing something like, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure of the timing of it, but something like either 9 p.m. to 9 p.m. Friday to Saturday, or something along those lines. And then I'm thinking about doing, let's see, what else was it? So we're looking at Christmas, and then we're looking at New Year's, a week before Christmas, New Year's, and then also Super Bowl. And then if we hit the goal on any of those days, if we ever were to actually hit the 700 in 1 day, then we would make the shot at 800 on the following day. So I just know I have a very narrow window, and I can only do so many of them because they are absolutely exhausting and they take you out of your rhythm for like at least a day or two. So I've got to time it really well and pick out, but I know New Year's Day is great for that sort of thing. And I'm thinking the week before Christmas could be really good. Christmas is on a Wednesday, so there's going to be lots of people doing family get-togethers then. And then it also gives at least a little bit of a break between that one and the New Year's one, which would only be like a week and a half later. All right, so we are almost back to downtown. As soon as we cross the bridge, we turn Doordash back on because then I'm back where I want to be. And I know it seems like a while, but technically it was only 15 minutes. We didn't get any other orders anyway from anything. I saw 1 or 2 Instacarts that looked okay, but we are now back over the bridge. We now resume downtown, which is where we want to be. Whatever Doordash sends us, we are going to take, but hopefully, because we're downtown, it will kind of minimize. So the plan is, unless we get something good, we're going to just kind of keep heading back to Magic Dumpster, at least for a little bit of time. And we won't sit in any one place for super long, but there are lots of high-end restaurants here, and so instead of sitting in a generic place, I'm going to at least try to sit at high-end restaurants where maybe we can get some better customers that we've got than what we've gotten for lunches recently. I'm not expecting banger of orders here, okay? It's just not really a thing, our lunches here. So, but we'll do that. I'll sit I mean, we're at $20. We're less than an hour in, so it's not really that bad. Hello, we're from Florida here. I'm going to catch up on chat in a second, so if I've missed your message while driving, I will get caught up on that in a while. Thankfully, we've got some great people in the chat that you can also chat with too. And if you have certain questions about some things, if you guys know like the basic answers to some of these things, you can always feel free to answer too, because that way people are getting the answers to their questions quickly. But we're going to park right behind Sushi Thai. I also have great news, especially for our weekend late nights. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it here. See if I can zoom in. There you go. See that building with the yellow and white awning? That is La Trattoria. That was one of my favorite late night high-end places. And they had a pipe explosion about 3 months ago. And like 9 people were injured. It was a really bad deal. But they finally reopened this week. And so I'm very excited for that because it is just one of my good... They're a good high-end restaurant in general. All right, I really need to move Magic Dumpster because they've moved it and really blocked things off. So someday I'm gonna move it here, some night. But there it is. I'm gonna show you Magic Dumpster. It's right there. There's just not a good place to park at the moment. So we're gonna do that. Magic Dumpster sometimes gives us good orders. We gotta just be really nice, talk nice to Magic Dumpster. So is it I? Is that the name? I can't tell if that's an I or an L or whatever. Yes. So Eric, yes, I know there are rumors that Uber is changing to that. I have not researched it that much. I know it is highly unlikely that I'm going to be able to sustain a high acceptance rate on Uber and a high acceptance rate on Doordash and complete 200 Instacart orders per month. I just know it's just too much. Unless you're doing all 3 of those, unless you're giving like 30 hours a week to each and every one of those apps, then you're going to be exhausted. But that's just not the direction that I want to go with things. So I am not planning on doing that for now. Now, that doesn't mean I won't necessarily try it for the content, but from a practical standpoint, I'd have to really see evidence that the high-end Uber orders are worth it. And Uber would do us all a benefit if they would at least add a plus sign to orders. If Uber would at least start adding a plus sign to orders, it might help a little bit. And but the fact is, Uber is just, yesterday was a great Uber day, and it's possible today that an $8 order might be the only Uber I take. Uber is just so, what do you call someone who's just like constantly up and down? Not melodramatic, neurotic, I don't know. Schizophrenic, I don't know. It's so split personality. And for it to be something that I can depend on regularly, at least DoorDash has some level of consistency in my market where they will send you the best orders from the restaurants. You can't switch zones in Uber. Is that even a thing? I didn't even think I had an Uber zone. Anywhere I go, I just turn Uber on. I don't think I have an Uber zone. Do you guys have Uber zones? I have a DoorDash zone. But I've had Uber take me like all the way to the next town north. Obviously, Eric, if we get some real information about it, it might be something that we try out. I'm hoping in the very least that they don't roll it out till after like the new year. That's crazy. So now, granted, I've never tried to deliver outside of Southwest Florida. So do you have to get on a wait list in those places in order to have that? What am I selling, Tetris? Well, technically today I'm not selling anything, though I do have an eBay and an Amazon store. So if you're interested in toys, the Amazon store is the place to go. And if you're interested in like sports cards and trading cards, that's the way to go. Yeah, I don't have a zone, but I've never tried dashing out of state. And also, Tetris, I have a card game that I made. I can show it to you guys. It is on, the easiest way to find it is on Amazon, I think. So if you got kids and you're looking for a card game that was designed with kids in mind, in fact, I'll give you a little perk about it. I'm actually in the game. I'm one of the characters in the game. So, because if you're going to make a card game and you're maybe only going to make one in your life, then you make sure you end up in the game. My kids are in the game. My wife is in the game. My business partner and his kids are all in the game as well. Oh, we got let's see, we have an Amazon sale today. Not anything super huge, just a Nerf gun sold for 18 bucks. But we like that. We just want to keep our inventory moving here. I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 7 days in a row with Amazon sales. So we are slowly, you can see the, let's see, can I show this to you guys? I think I can show this. There's no, we kind of just rebooted it. I had a couple of large items that sold. So those were those big spikes, but we're trying to build some consistent sales. Now I didn't send in an Amazon shipment this week, but next week I think I got to try to do that. By the way, next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, I'm going to not be streaming a lot. Next weekend is our birthday weekend. We have 2 birthdays in our family in a span of 3 days. How's it going, Stardashians? We're just kind of waiting here for lunch to begin. We've done 2 orders. We did an $8 for 1 mile and a $12 for 7 mile. Uber and Doordash, respectively. So we're just kind of like sitting by Magic Dumpster. But we're not, maybe we might not be close enough to it right now. But we're trying to do a rating climb here. We're trying to get things up. Oh, I also wanted to let you know, did we move up an acceptance rate point with that? Because that's the question. We did not. So we are still at 58. Yeah, we got, so lots of birthdays coming. Lots of birthdays coming up. So, however, if we have a great streaming weekend or even great streaming weekend into week, we might actually have super chats and stickers unlocked very soon. So the goal was to get super chats and stickers unlocked by Thanksgiving and fully monetized by Christmas. So what we'll do is starting tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, we'll do a big push for subscribers, as well as trying to break stream records in terms of viewers. And then I'll also set like I don't know if I'll set earnings goals or not with that, but let me just check here really quick so I'm kind of ready for tomorrow with our lives. So we're basing off a Sunday. So Sunday's stream, we had 49 likes. So tomorrow's stream, we're going to aim for 50 likes for the stream. It's going to be college football themed. You don't have to be a football fan to be in there. All right, Kaylee, have a good shopping trip. We're getting lots of these mid-range orders. I don't know if I should start taking these. I kind of don't want to because it's lunchtime. Hopefully they'll be around in the afternoon because these would be great. I'm not by a Publix right now. That's the other reason too. But, you know, $10 for 5 items for 2 miles, $8 for 5 items for 1 mile. Like, those are the types of shopping trips that I don't mind doing, especially in the afternoon, because you can be in and out really quick. All right, well, I think we have sat here long enough. So if there are no orders here, there are no orders here. But it should be the point in time when lunch orders are coming in. We're gonna let this guy go and get out first. We'll take a slightly different way out of here really quick so we can go by a couple more restaurants. So the good news is the sore throat is gone. The bad news is a little cough showed up today. And still have that little bit of a headache. I'm trying to hydrate up and work through that as best as possible. This is by far the longest I've ever water fasted and been productive at the same time. So I'm good with that. Though I do think it's coming to an end. I'm fairly certain. Probably for like supper tonight or something, I'll start doing smoothies or fruit juice. And as always, I do have coconut water ready to go if I need it midstream, because obviously safety, focus, concentration, those are all important. But I'm good with it. Like I made my peace with, okay, this is where I'm at, and this is what I'm good with. All right, so we can do the riskier play, but it's probably going to keep us busy, which is go hang out by the mall. Or we could, once we get past a few of our downtown restaurants, we could pause, drive past the mall, give up that little time, and head towards things like Carrabba's and Outback. So if you're kind of trying to figure this out when you're doing DoorDash, you just kind of have to ask yourself, what's the question? Is the question maximize every single dollar, or is it to get to your goal as quick as possible? So being that I think my goal here is I want to get there as quick as possible. I want to try to be to 70% by Saturday night. I'm not going to sit at the mall, but I'm not going to turn off by the mall. We already got one order from the mall, so that is where, and there's also Chipotle down there. It is just highly likely that we will see a mall order if we don't get something before then. But I'm okay with that. And the other good thing about the mall is when you are multi-apping at the mall, a lot of times, especially at peak lunch and supper times, you can get other orders on other apps. It's a good multi-apping site because there's just so many restaurants there. There's so many places people can order from. The negative is, of course, the vast majority of mall food is fast food, low-end food. Our mall has, let's see what I know. I don't know all of them because there's a couple of like ethnic food places that I don't know, but they're of the main ones that you may know. They have Sparrow's Pizza, though I've never seen them on DoorDash or any of the delivery apps. They have Chick-fil-A, they have Popeyes. Those are both regularly ordered. There is Panda Express, which is pretty regularly ordered. And then there is Sarku Japan. I don't know how widespread that is. And then there's 2 or 3 others. And then there's also an Auntie Anne's Pretzels that's a little past the food court. It's not in the food court, but it is still in the mall. Those are the main ones that I see. There's another one called, I've never delivered from there, but I've seen it called like Sawakoa or something like that. But I'm assuming it doesn't even have all like English characters in the name, so DoorDash and Uber Eats doesn't know how to actually put it on the screen properly. So I'm just giving the rough English translation of what it looks like when they do that. After yesterday's stream, now there's a lag on stream hours, just so you guys know. It doesn't show up right away. It's like a 5-day lag. And we have some other streams this week, but if you include the over 40 watch hours from yesterday's stream into my total, which we won't see for another week or whatever, but we are at 2,700 watch hours. So we need 300 watch hours to go. The problem is, of course, and rightfully so, YouTube wants to verify all the watch hours. They want to make sure that you're not just a bunch of bots watching me. So they verify that they're legit watch hours. Someone's honking, but they're not me. They're just honking at a friend in the parking lot. Get nervous. I'm like, it's a red light. Why are you honking at me? I had a goal of trying to get to Costco for the Costco drop today, but I knew by about 9:15 it wasn't going to happen. I wanted to get my UPS drop-off done so I wasn't carrying a package around in the car all day, which was a printer we sold. I think we sold it roughly like $60 on eBay. It only cost $20 to ship. eBay's going to take like 10 of that, maybe 15. Or, yeah, no, it only cost like $16 to ship. That's what it was. So we'll get about $30. And the cool thing was, it wasn't even my printer. I didn't pay for it. It was actually my dad's old printer, and he just said get rid of it. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll try to make some money off of it. And the benefit for me is it shipped to Florida. So that meant shipping was super cheap. and it'll get there quickly and everything. And it was just another big bulky thing we had sitting in our house that we were able to get rid of. So eBay sales have been slow this week. I'm hoping they will pick up. But yeah, Amazon's been consistent, but I do need to keep feeding the Amazon beast. So someday next week, I'll probably do some sourcing. Maybe I'll do a live sourcing stream one of the days. It is a Friday. However, there is no school today for my family. So that's nice. So I don't have to have any interruptions this afternoon. And especially because Friday is an aftercare day, where usually on a Friday, I can't get out till close to 6 or 6:30. And so I'm very excited to at least be able to have a full supper shift on a Friday. So I may take a break this afternoon depending on how I'm feeling and how the orders are going. But for now, we're gonna at least roll for a couple hours, and if all goes well, we will just stay live, hang out with people as everybody for early. So that's why I said I wasn't going to complain about that that $12. Getting that at 10:40 is pretty good at that time of day. So we're kind of past the point where people aren't ordering donuts and bagels and coffee, and I guess people just aren't really ordering lunch. Yes. So if you want the full breakdown of, I didn't give like details of everything, but took some screenshots, my full breakdown of my last night. I threw it up on the Patreon. It's available to all members, free or paid. You don't have to be a paid member to see it, but we did the synopsis. I didn't add it up exactly, but we did, I think, just under 125 in 5 hours last night, and we did just over 100 during the stream yesterday. So basically we ended up at 225 for the day. Uber was rocking. I think I had 4 Uber orders of $20 or more, and only one of them was a high mileage. One of them was 9 miles. And that was the only one that I kind of regretted. And then the way back from that, I still don't know if I should have taken it or not. So I guess this wasn't that glaring of an error. They sent me a $35 shop for 24 items from Sprouts, and I was kind of by the Sprouts, but it was like 6:30, and I was like, I knew if I did that, it was gonna kill the rest of the supper orders. I think I came out roughly even in the end, but I didn't take it. I don't know if I should have taken it or not. The drop-off was a good drop-off, so if it was any other time other than supper time, I would have taken it. It was... All right, we just got another Chick-fil-A, $8 for 5 miles, something like that. And it's actually taking us right back downtown, right where we were. So that's good. It's a good delivery drop-off. Only problem is I'm on the wrong side of the mall now because we already drove past it. But I told you, if we drive by the mall, if we don't pause, we're probably going to get a mall order. Thankfully, this is good. Like, I'm okay with this. I mean, obviously, yeah, we want every order to be a banger. But realistically, I'm getting these orders are almost $2 a mile. And the first one wasn't a great drop-off, but this one's even a good drop-off location on top of all of that. I think I'm like on the exact opposite side of the mall. There's like no good way to drive around it. So I can mark arrived at store, even though it's going to take me a couple minutes to get there. So I'm going to tell you one little trick if anyone ever wants to water fast. It's really hard to not accidentally do things that you normally do. Like the little extra drip of syrup when you're pouring syrup on your kid's French toast. Like, I just instinctively like took the drip and licked it, but then like that little bit of sugar totally like messed up my stomach. My stomach is like, we want more of that. So usually I don't have like hunger grumblings on like day 4 of a water fast, but I think as soon as I took that little bite of sugar, and it's pure maple syrup, so I mean it's natural sugar, but still, as soon as I took that bite, like the stomach just is like, I want food. But I was talking with my wife, and she confirmed with me this morning. She said, yeah, Used to be by day 3 of a water fast, you were just flat on your back. Like you couldn't even do anything. And so fasting is kind of a weird thing. It is like a muscle building exercise. Bobby! Welcome, how are you doing today? Thanks for hanging out with us again. It's good to have you back. We're on our way to Chick-fil-A. We're picking up like an $8 for a 5-mile order. It's our 3rd order of the stream, our 2nd Chick-fil-A of the stream. And it's also our 2nd $8 order of the stream. So we're at like 20 bucks. This will bring us to like 28. Yep, the Jesus chicken. And I don't know if I told everybody yesterday, but that one of my favorite new pizza places I've been hanging out, The Crust, the guy even offered me, he said, anytime you want, just let me know when I'm here and I'll cook up a slice of pizza for you. And when I walked in, I got that place a couple times last night. Everybody in that place loves me. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not doing this as a braggadocious thing, but I really think like one of my new goals is when I walk up to a restaurant that I've been in multiple times, I hope they're smiling when they see me. That's my new goal. My new goal is to provide, like, build such a good relationship with those restaurants that, and by the way, we're here, but I'm gonna give a minute or two for them to try to stack another order with us here, or to get an order on a different app. But I now have, like, I got into Papa John's last night, and they had, of course, a ton of people in. And I just went in and I said, hey, congratulations, you guys survived the main rush. Said they were slammed, especially like 5:30 to 6:30. And but I want to go in and be able to be like, yeah, they see me, they smile when they see me come in. And it's like, I've got now multiple restaurants that are that way. And like, I'm really excited. And that's just a goal that I'm making for myself. Not because I'm this awesome person, not because I'm this great socialite, but simply because I'm showing enough that I care. And it was interesting. So one of the pizzas I delivered from there last night, the customer complained, said, this pizza tastes horrible. And they said, we don't know what was up with it, but we know, they said this to me. They said, we know the pizza got to her hot because you were the one who picked it up. I'm like, what a compliment that is. You know why? Because I'm the only one who brings a pizza bag into a pizza restaurant in my entire area. It doesn't take much to be just one step above. You can be in the top 10% of all drivers if you just do like one step above what everybody else is doing. And believe me, these restaurants will notice it and will appreciate it. And if you then, when you're in there and you wait, you don't get grumpy and you actually ask them how business is doing, ask them about ask them about things that they care about, they're going to just work with you in so many ways. And then they're not going to be grumpy with you. So with that being said, we're not getting stacked with anything here. So I'm going to go get this. It's basically a meal, but they didn't order a meal. It's an 8-count nuggets. It's a waffle fries, and it's a lemonade. So I don't know. Maybe they had some coupon or code that they could get it cheaper that way. Yes, like and it just makes it so much more fun. And honestly, it opens up opportunities. Am I parked really bad, or is this van parked really bad? I don't know. I think it's just the van that's parked really bad. So yeah, like that's what we want. We want, because who knows? You never know. Like what if you're like down on your luck and you need like a job? Wouldn't it be nice if like every single person who works there gives you a reference? Too evil, drive on the sidewalk. Well, there's a Nissan right in front of me. And then I can't tell what that other car is. I might actually be bigger than the car next to the Nissan. So, all right, well, I'm gonna go in and get our Chick-fil-A. Maybe we'll get stacked with something. This is $8 for 5 mile. And then I'll give you the acceptance rate point update here really quick because we have it. Let's see did we get one? So I figure you generally need to take 2 to move up 1, but we'll see if that's the case. Sometimes you need to take 10 in a row to move up 1. It's just an average thing. No, we're still at 58. So we're gonna keep plugging away, keep trying to make the money as we go. We got the sign up. I am gonna stop the car, hopefully, trying to keep the sign up. Hopefully, if all goes, this stream will not time out. But if it does, then as soon as I get the car going again, it'll be running. Sign! Come on, sign. just as I was opening the car door, found a dime. I collect every piece of change that we can. Hello, everybody. Sorry if it got a little warm in here. It's a little sunny and hot here today. Oh man, I see Jaeger's working. Jaeger is working. That Chick-fil-A was just absolutely stacked with orders. Absolutely stacked. They probably had 12 orders ready to go. I was picking up one. Some other guy was picking up a big one. Again, don't always be jealous. Big orders doesn't always mean there's a good tip. You have no idea what's on their screen, what they accepted. Yeah, all right. All right. From India. Good morning, plane. Let me see if I can, before I drive here. Lima Kumla. I probably botched that really good. But welcome. Welcome from the United States. We're from Florida, Southwest Florida in the United States. So, yeah, so I pick up every coin I see everywhere. It's just a thing that I've always done as a kid. And I think it started, my history of picking up every coin that I see everywhere. Of course, there's certain times where it's not safe or practical, so we don't do that. But you know what I mean. Practically speaking, anytime it makes sense, I'm gonna pick up a coin that I see anywhere. And I think it started because someone told me, you know, probably you've heard this too, if you see a penny on the ground and it's heads up, it's good luck. And I realized, like, you know what? If I find a penny on the ground, period, it's good luck. So then that kind of just like became this thing. And my kids are like coin hawks too. Like we'll be in a grocery store and they'll hear someone drop their change and their eyes just dart. So, and they've all built up pretty good coin collections. Now, not talking about valuable wise, but sheer numbers of coins that they found. We're talking about, I think probably all of them have found 20 coins in their life already. And I find at least one per shift on average. Hey, thanks so much. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm glad that was a lot of letters and kind of intimidating for my brain. So I'm glad that I'm glad that we got that, said that right. I always try to say names and always try to say them right. I'm getting better. Like as you start to learn certain names, and then you see them and you see other people in your community that have them. I've gotten pretty good. I would say about 80% of the time, if it's a name I'm not familiar with, I get the pronunciation right anyway. So that's good. So yeah, so are you guys, I have a couple of topics in my head today, but that's one of them. So do you guys pick up coins? I mean, most of us would pick up a $1 bill or a $5 bill if you saw it, but do you pick up pennies when you see them? Just kind of curious. Like that's my thing. I've been doing it, and then what I did is I took the money that I found, and then I used that for garage sailing. So like I'm actually trying to multiply that money, which then I used to buy the $5 worth of stuff that I bought at the garage sale, one of which I got my money back on, the iPhone, the other which we made like $10 profit. So I turned coins that I found on the ground now into at least $10 profit. And then of course you can take that and buy more. We saw a garage sale yesterday. We just never made it back to go see if there's anything good at it. So I know where it was roughly. So I don't know if they're going to be running it again today or if they just did it yesterday. So we'll see. If it gets slow this afternoon, maybe we'll go hunt for the garage sale. The garage sales are usually kind of a morning thing down here. Awesome. I try. But I practice a lot. Like when I'm on my way to a customer and I'm not sure, I'll like try to sound it out. I'll try to figure out because a lot of times you got to figure out is this like a Hispanic name or is this European? Because we have both here. We have a lot of Hispanic people who live here year round, but we have lots of Europeans who come for the winter. And so there's a lot of times you're trying to figure out, but I mean, we have a lot of Haitian, Cuban, some Mexican, and then as well as a lot of other Latin America countries here. But we also have our smattering of people who come here from Germany. I met someone the other day who was from Ireland. You know, so we get a lot of like overseas European travelers too. So a lot of times you might have two names that are the same, but they're going to be pronounced differently depending on the cultural context. So I work on it. Penny saved is a penny earned, absolutely. It's like, even if you don't want it, like, you can always pass it on to the next person. Now, maybe someday I'll be so rich that it won't matter. But for now, that's what I do. So I can't remember, I think I got a dime yesterday too. I find pennies the most, and I find dimes the second most, which I kind of find interesting, but I guess it makes sense because it is the smallest coin. So it's the one most easily lost. But I find the dimes are easier to spot than pennies because they're usually pretty shiny. One of my other, if you're looking for coins, like desperately looking for coins, I recommend just like going through drive-thrus after hours. There's going to be all sorts of coins that get dropped in transactions going back and forth that people aren't going to ever care to pick up. So because my door doesn't actually, like the window on my driver's side door, well, it does roll down, but it's gotten stuck down before, so I don't roll it down. So because of that, I open my door, and then a lot of times when I look down at drive-thrus, that's when I find coins. So anyway, my kids will challenge you to a coin picker-upper contest any day of the week. They love doing it. Like, we have to tell them, like, okay, you're a little too old now to be like crawling on the floor to look under other registers for coins. So the rule is, like, you have to kind of be able to see it while standing up, and then you can pick it up. You can't be crawling on the floor hunting for coins. My son, he figured out this hack looking for coins. Anytime we're in a Publix that has like a coin star machine. Are you Haitian, Jaeger? Yeah, there's a large Haitian population here. So my son figured out that if you look under the coin star machines where people dump all their coins in, a lot of times people like lose a coin under there and never go down and pick it up. So I think he went in there one day and found like 75 cents like under a coin star machine. And they don't spend anything. I mean, my kids have gift cards from like 2 or 3 birthdays ago. They're like ultra savers. And I'm sure it's partly due to the fact that, we've talked to them a lot about being in debt and not frivolously spending money and how it can get you in trouble. So, like, our kids, they save in everything. Like, all 3 of them. Our youngest is the only one who has a little trouble saving. But, like, at church, they have systems where they can earn points, and you get enough points, you get a prize. Even there, they are all the ones that save for the big prizes. So, but yeah, I got my dime for the day. Hold on, do I have a sneeze? I might have a sneeze. It didn't come. I hate that. You hate that feeling when you feel like you got to sneeze and then the sneeze doesn't come. If you look at the sun, it'll help you sneeze. I have no idea why, but it's a real thing. All right, so we're turning into the neighborhood. I might show you guys this neighborhood. This is, depending on which street we go down, this is one of my favorite non-gated neighborhoods that we have here. Let me see. We'll see which way we go down. There, we can do that. Whoa, we gotta zoom out here. We were zoomed in from before. Give you some palm trees, some cloudy blue skies today. You actually have water right out to your right. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that, but you got boats and stuff parked there. This whole area is kind of cool because it's a gradual morph. You've got some like really old like 70s, 80s apartments like what you're seeing there, as well as like some original construction, but then like you're just blocks away from multi-million-dollar homes. And so I don't know how much of that you're going to be able to see, but and you can see like there's a home being built. Like that's a home right there being built. So what slowly happens is people come in as people either die or move out of their old homes. New money comes in, buys the home, tears it down, and then rebuilds like a mega home on top of it. So you kind of have this like this green home here at the corner. That's like an older home. And like most of this stretch of the road still is kind of the main road, but once you start heading down, these are all going to be homes. Maybe not all. Most of them are going to have boat access in the back. They're going to be on the water now. It's technically a river that goes into the Gulf of Mexico. So it's not technically on the Gulf of Mexico, but you're talking a couple minute drive. Or not a couple minute drive. A couple mile boat ride to get to those places. So, and then as we start going down here, you just notice there's like some really cool, there's one home in here that actually has lawn art, like living lawn art made out of bushes and stuff like that. I don't know if it's down this road or not, but you've got, try to give you a slightly longer view without blocking off too much. Oh, we gotta go this way actually. Right turn. And get past all those trucks that are parking. So anyway, yeah, so everybody on both sides of the road has water access. They dug out like all these little, I don't know if they're called like canals, channels, whatever. They all have these water accesses. So these are all homes here. There's like a really nice one that's being built. Coming up right here. That one's being built. That's like actually pretty close to being done. You got more empty lots that will be built soon. When we get a little close to the customer's house, I'll turn the camera back around. And some of these homes, even though they're big, they're actually getting older for our area, meaning like they might be from the 90s actually. And I know that doesn't sound that old for a home, but down here there aren't many of the big homes that last more than about 10 or 15 years. Let's see. All right, we are at our home. Oh, I like this home. They actually have, so I can't show it to you because it's customers, but they actually have a putting green in their front yard so they can come out and work on the golf. And then they have giant, about 2 foot tall house numbers that are in their front yard as well. So it's very easy to see at night because those house numbers are lit up. Oh, this is the one with the lawn art. That's so funny. This is the living teddy bear lawn art in their yard. So this is the house. This is one of my favorite ones. So I'm gonna go drop it off. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to snipe a picture of the lawn art or not for you, but probably not. Not unless they meet me at the door and I ask permission. But we're gonna go drop this off here really quick. Somewhere along the way there's straw, but I got an extra Chick-fil-A straw, so we're gonna add that in. So I always carry extra straws. I know I had, oh, I see it now. It just fallen off and ripped, so it wouldn't have worked anyway. So I got an extra straw added in. I like picking up, these are the straws my Panera has. They're just plain white. They're not branded anything. So like anytime you go into Panera, I'll grab some of their extra drink carriers. They've got pretty hardy, those, you know, those compostable brown ones or whatever. Just have extra in the car, and then I will grab some extra straw in Panera. So technically that delivery is out of zone, it's not in a zone, and now just right here we are back in the zone. So I'll show you the other side of the road that we didn't see on the way in, at least till we get out past this. But yeah, I wish I could show you that, but I'm just hyper protective of anything that's private to the customer. The funny thing would be is like if we accidentally drove by and I showed it, I think that's fine because you're not tying a particular order to a particular customer. But yeah, they're putting me. The only negative thing is when I was walking up their sidewalk, there was a dead rat. Rat had died like overnight on their sidewalk, and no other critters had come to eat it yet, or no critter wanted to eat it. But like with orders like these too, the other part that's key to remember on these small orders, you know, they're 4 miles away. They put a $5, $6 tip on it. I forget exactly what it was. I mean, that's the type of customer. If they're putting a $6 tip on a Chick-fil-A meal order, what type of tip are they going to put when they decide to order sushi, when they order 5 pizzas, when they have a party, right? So like, there is a benefit to delivering to good tippers sometimes, even if the order itself isn't the best order in the world, because I do think you're more likely, yeah, no, not Master Splinter, he done. If I had seen 4 turtles around him crying, then I'd know something was up for sure. Maybe they were just on their way, they're just a little slow. Master Splinter! So I'm just a big fan, like, not every order has to be killer, but if you can set yourself up for good orders, and I really do believe the number of times I get repeat customers, I feel like there must be something to the algorithm that says, hey, look, if this delivery driver got good feedback from this customer, and especially if they got it multiple times, let's just pair them up. There's just, and that's what these apps should be doing. They should be looking for optimal pairings. And so, I don't know if it's true or not, but I feel like it's happened enough that it's likely to be true, at least to a certain extent. I know on Shipt, you know, they can recommend you. Instacart's supposed to be based on that somewhat. I got $8 for 9 Mile on Uber. We will reject that. We didn't need to turn anything off. We're a little far away from downtown, but it's okay. I'm going to risk it. We're not... If we go the other direction, there are like some McDonald's and Wendy's and fast food places we'd prefer not to get. But it is also after 12 o'clock, and I don't want to waste too much time. Hopefully we can get another order right away, because we're probably talking only 1 or 2 more orders we're going to get in for lunch here. It's kind of funny to me how lunch is just such a small part of the day. Even the delivery day. Like lunch is like 2 hours at most, right? Like 11 to 1, 11:30 to 1:30. I don't know your exact times. I'm sure it varies from day to day and market to market, but it's really only 2 hours. I'm not gonna lie, I am feeling it today. I'm tired. I think it took 4 days, and a few of my shirts started to feel just a tad bit looser today. So four days of eating nothing, and then I'm finally to the point where it's like I feel like a tiny change in how my clothing fits. But we're going right back over the bridge to downtown, so maybe we'll go sit at a mid-range lunch place. We got Turco Taco. I love Turco Taco. I haven't picked up from there in a while, so maybe we'll just go sit at Turco Taco for a couple minutes. I'll get caught up on chat. Anything else that comes in before then, we can still take. And then if we want, so we have multiple options we can try this afternoon. I can turn on shopping orders on Doordash. That's option one. We can go on earn by time. That's another option. Now, generally, I've never gotten a shopping order on earn by time, so kind of it's like one or the other. We can also set up somewhere where Instacart is sending lots of orders from too, and maybe just try to do a nice shopping order. We're just trying to move up our acceptance rate here. And usually what it is you end up taking a handful in a row, and then you end up passing on a handful in a row. And so to overcome that, you might have to take 10 or 12 in a row to move up one acceptance point. And then you might take 5 more in a row and move up 5 acceptance points. So we're going to do this. We're going to go to Turco Taco, hang out there for a few minutes. And I'll be honest, if I'm feeling like super tired and I can't do this, I may just go home for a couple hours and nap, because I definitely want to be out for supper. All right. Well, we got one before we got to Turco. $6 for 3 Mile from our favorite sushi place downtown. Again, they call that a silver order. I wouldn't really say there's anything super special about it. It is what it is, but we take it. It's these small orders, but at least we're getting good. At least they're good small orders, right? It's way better than like $5 for 9 miles. It's like 6 for 3 is way better. Even if we'd prefer more. And then when they're short too, it's easier to stack. It's like you don't really have to worry about turning the other apps off. Which, by the way, Grubhub and Uber Eats are like pretty much no-shows today, other than our first tropical smoothie order that we had. It's been all Doordash today, which is kind of the point, right? Because last night it was pretty much all Uber Eats. $4 for 6 miles on Uber Eats. But that's from the mall. Not that we would take it anyway. Maybe we'll get stacked with one more, because I don't imagine there's a ton of drivers hanging out downtown. But this sushi place is one of my favorites. They like me, I like them. So just every time I go in, just have that brief 30-second conversation where ignore the fact that you're working for like 30 seconds and just look at them as a person. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even know the names of the vast majority of these people. It was really cool yesterday. I don't know if he's the owner or the manager, but of the Crust Pizza. He actually, one of the first times I think this has ever happened, just said, "Hey, what is your name?" I said, "Craig, what's yours?" And he said, "Luke." I said, "Nice to meet you, Luke." And he shook my hand. I'm like, that's crazy. And I've only been really going in there regularly for about the last month. It's about the last month that I discovered that they were a good delivery spot, plus close to some other places. And the only reason I even discovered that area as a really good spot was talking to another driver when we were both waiting for an order. So what's happening is so many people are like doing this thing solo. They're not talking to anybody in their market. They don't have any information. So yesterday, I knew Papa John's was planning on being slammed, so then I made a decision for me. Either do I go to Papa John's, know there's going to be a ton of orders, but know I might have to wait, or go somewhere else. But the only reason I had that is because I had that information. And I decided to go somewhere else and did really well because I wasn't waiting anywhere. Like pretty much every order I picked up last night was ready when I showed up, because most people were ordering pizza, but some people were still ordering sushi. Some people were still ordering other high-end things. So the more you dialogue with other people, and that's one of the things too, I love this chat, because I didn't even know Zifty was a thing until like 2 days ago, and now I'm a Zifty driver thanks to Lisa sharing about a different catering app. Like, why do we think we're going to get places faster if we don't network with other people? You don't know everything, I don't know everything. So let's together not know everything, but maybe we'll know a little bit more. So that's my thing. Can we get caught up on chat here really quick? I haven't seen too many messages popping up. Russian Agent, how's it going? Sorry I missed you when you first came on. Hopefully you're still hanging out with us. Didn't see that one as we were driving. So what's great about having so many people in the chat is you guys usually catch each other and say hello to each other when I don't see you right away, but try to catch up. So we've got this sushi order. It's nothing crazy, $6 for 3 miles. So it's all good. Hopefully happy Friday to you. Happy November to everybody as well. But we're gonna leave things running here. There's nothing to look at on the other side. It's just a wall. So, but yeah, we're gonna go get this. Sometimes we get stacked while we're in here, so we'll see. We're headed north from here, so it's a good drop-off zone, so we'll be able to just keep rolling. And that's what we're gonna do. So I'll put the sign up though, just in case. Where did I put the sign? Did I put the sign away? Did I lose the sign? I put the sign down here. I'll put the sign up here just in case. In case it takes more than a couple minutes. All right, see you guys soon. All right, it was ready. I'm gonna give you this another example of relationship building. So this restaurant is super like over the top with making sure you confirm orders as soon as you pick it up. They don't let you pick it up unless they hand it to you and everything. Well, I walk in, the order's sitting there, and the main host, he's a young kid. I mean, he's gotta be early to mid 20s would be my guess. But he was on the phone taking an order. But I showed him my phone, pointed to the order, gave a thumbs up to confirm it was good, and it was good. So instead of having to wait for him to get off the phone, right, and then like do all that, instead, I'm just able to pick it up. But it's only because of the relationships that I have built, that and the trust that I've built. And so, again, I just keep emphasizing this because there's so many small little things that everybody who is out there trying to rush to get orders done as fast as possible and ignore people, you win the moment, but you lose the long run. And I would instead rather win the long run. Win the long run, and then, you know, even if it means you sacrifice something in the short term. So, all right, let's see. What is Grubhub sending us? I don't know if we can really take it anyway, even if it's good. It's $8 for 8 miles, so that's easy. Reject. All right, and we just went down a place that had lots of $1 million homes. Now, yes, build those. They're people. Like, here's the thing: you want to be treated as a person, so treat other people as people. And I have a video on this, one of the oldest videos I did, because it was like the heart. And it's because I used to fail at this too. But basically, there's three main ways you can look at people. You can look at them as objects, obstacles, or opportunities. Okay. And most people look at people as other people as obstacles, right? So it's like it's somebody who's getting in my way. That host is keeping me from picking up this order quickly and different things like that. Okay. Some people look at people as objects. They're just like, okay, you know, maybe I'm going to build like a fake relationship, but it's only to get stuff out of them. Like, that's not what we're talking about here. But instead, you can look at people as opportunities. Like, this is an opportunity. This is someone I can serve beyond my customer. I might not get paid for this, right? Like, I might not get paid extra because I'm doing it. But in the end, I'm building a relationship. I've got deeper connections, and maybe, just maybe, they're going to jump the line for me. Maybe when they're on hold on the phone, I can just show them my phone and go, instead of having to sit there, wait until I can talk to someone. Now, it's impossible to do this at every single place you pick up, but some of your restaurants, some of those things, hey, Kaylee, how'd the shopping go? Some of those places, you're going to see the same people time and time again. So don't blow it. Like, don't blow it. And if you make a mistake, like, go back and apologize. Most of the time, they don't really care. Like, you might feel guilty, and they're going to be like, oh, that was no big deal or whatever. But I've gone back and I've apologized. And I'll tell you, for that particular sushi restaurant, the thing that I did that won them over was this. This was like a year ago or something like that. Maybe like January, something like that. I had picked up the order and I left. And I was already like 5 miles down the road. Like, I was almost to the customer. But they called and they said, oh my goodness, we forgot to give you a bag. Can you come back? And so I messaged the customer and said, I know, looked like I was on my way to you, but they forgot a bag, and I'm just going to go back and get it so you can get your whole order at once as quick as possible. And I went back. I could have said no, right? I could have been like, nope. And there might be situations that I would have done that. But, you know, if we were talking, I was like 25 miles into a 28-mile trip and they forgot a drink, that's different. But like, this was a significant part of the order. And I went back and I picked it up, and they were so thankful because the customer was a really good customer to them. They were a good tipper for me, and everything worked out. And when I did that, that one action, that one time, essentially just jump-started this relationship where it was like, look, I'm giving up money here. I wouldn't have to do this. It wasn't my mistake. But I'm going to do it because it's doing the customer right and it's doing the restaurant right. And it endeared me to them. And now, all those little chats, even a little chat I had yesterday with things, shows I care, shows I'm interested, and it builds, and then just saves me time today. So really do that. All right, we're going to be headed down past multi-million-dollar homes now here in just a little bit. So I'll turn the camera around for those so you can enjoy them. There are many very rich areas. I don't know if this is the richest, but there are multiple $10 million plus homes back where we deliver. And I can tell you, as someone who has driven through these homes for years, even just for fun to look at them, this is like one of my absolute joys, is just doing this. I'm actually going to turn it right around right now so you can see. I know it's a little hard because of the tree cover here. I'll give you this perspective for a second, really quick. Just got the trees kind of coming over the road. It almost has like some Georgia-like vibes, but we're not to the great houses yet. We'll be there shortly. I mean, there are plenty of probably $1 million homes along this strip that you can't see behind these trees anyway. But we're coming to the really, really nice houses here. We're not going down all the chutes, but there's a bunch of them. And there are lots of, this is where lots of, rich famous people like going to Miami and LA, okay? Rich famous people, they want to be in the center of the action. Miami, LA, maybe New York too, right? Maybe Chicago. But I bet you, like, the large variety of people that you know who are like actors, athletes, you know, they're living in those places. Naples, where I am, is where rich, relatively unknown people love to come to live. So to my right is, I mean, there are like just gigantic homes. I mean, mansions. There's no other word than a mansion. 3 stories, and they're all on the beach. So probably every home that's out to my right that you can't see behind these trees, probably every single home there is at least $5 million plus. And some of them are in the $20 to $30 million range, like the one I'm driving by right now. And I wish there was a better way to show them to you as I drove by them, but there's really not. Not without someone else holding a camera and holding it out the window. But let's see, was it that? Okay, so I think we might actually be, I think I gotta get turned around. It's like going to maybe like a clubhouse or something like that. Yeah, it's going to a front desk of a clubhouse. So I'm gonna get turned around here because this is a place I've not delivered to before, so I'm a little unfamiliar. But someday, like, my family loves going and driving around back here too. I think I can get in from this side as well. Someday when my family's in the car, we'll just, like, I'll have my wife hold the phone and just show you guys all this stuff. I mean, you can look at these places on Google Maps and stuff, but there's just something, just like seeing it as you go or whatever. I believe the fees, I'm trying to remember, the annual memberships to own a home. So the HOA, they have an HOA. I believe the annual membership is $150,000 a year. That's the membership. Like, you have to pay that to stay, like, that's part of being, like, in the HOA. Just imagine that. That's not the home price. That's the membership, and you have to pay that every year. It's just absolutely phenomenal, the level of money that we're talking about. All right, so we are to our place. It is like a clubhouse or some sort of center here. We left everything on. We haven't seen a single order from anything else here. All right, I'm gonna correct some misinformation because it was the front desk of the basically it's like the association, it's their clubhouse. They're building a new clubhouse. So these are the exact numbers from them. I told them I'm not able to get in yet. So there's an initiation, so that when you buy your home, you have to pay an initial fee of $350,000. So in addition to whatever your home price is, which is probably 5 to 10 million, maybe more, you got to throw on an extra 350,000 just to become part of that. And then they said then there's annual fees. They said they are in negotiation right now. They're currently under 100,000 a year, but they're going to be over. So I was a little high on the annual, but I didn't realize there was that much to get in the first place. So needless to say, if you would like to help me buy a home in Port Royal, I'm kidding. $1 at a time. Penny saved is a penny earned. Closer today with that dime we found on the ground. So it's absolutely crazy and phenomenal the amount of money that's down here. And obviously not every single delivery in there is good, but I've had plenty of orders in there that have had tips that have been just way more generous than realistic. So we like those houses. It's technically out of zone, just like before. None of these places are technically in a Doordash zone, so I'm technically out of zone, but we'll be back in like a half mile. Doordash always says finding orders headed back to zone, and you know how many times they found me an order headed back to zone? Like never. I feel like if Doordash sends you out of zone, they should guarantee you like the next order. You should be like the top priority to get an order after you head out of zone. All right. We are back in zone, so technically we're back in, but we're still not near restaurants yet. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, someday we'll go through, and this is what's crazy about it. All those, it's not a gated. Anybody can drive in. We'll drive around. Lights in there sometimes. Anybody can drive in. Now some of the individual houses are gated houses, but the community itself is not. And it was actually a very specific reason they did that at the beginning, and it was because they didn't want celebrities. They wanted it to be the quiet, the rich but not flamboyant. That was kind of who they were targeting. And of course, all the celebrities wanted gated communities. But so we're talking lots of doctors, CEOs, entrepreneurs, different. So anyway, that's Port Royal down in Naples. Just absolutely crazy. You know, search it. There's always like a home on the market for like over $10 million at any time. So whenever you guys have that money saved up, come on, move down here with me, hang out with me. I'll come visit you. I'll come deliver to your $10 million home. You can never. So we've actually been in quite a few places with an HOA. Some are good, some are bad. Most of them are getting better down here because a lot of them were bad because it was boomers in charge of them, and now a lot of the boomers have either passed away or retired from being heads, and so now you have a lot of people like my age or a little bit older that are running these HOAs, and when that happens, there's more people living in the real world, so you're getting a lot more flexibility. The house that we just applied to be in, hopefully we'll hear soon, but the house we applied to be in, we might actually just drive down 5th Avenue. Yeah. Well, buying a house right now is hard. I mean, it's definitely it's good if you can, and if you know you're going to be there for a while. I've gotten in trouble twice for buying houses and then moving shortly thereafter, so you don't get any of the appreciation. So, but yeah, everybody's got their own thing. I mean, ultimately, I'd love to have just a piece of land kind of out, have a really simple farm, not a hard farm. Like have chickens, maybe a goat to mow my lawn so I don't have to do it. Something like that. So we're going to drive down 5th Avenue Just to see if there's any orders down there, and then we'll kind of just keep heading north, see if we catch something else from the mall if we don't get anything here. So these are high-end restaurants. We can pick good orders out of here during supper a lot. Just not a lot during lunch, even in season. Dashing Maverick, long time no talk. How are you doing today? We're in the midst of just hunting for our next lunch order. Passing by a Bentley on the other side of the road. I'll do some, once we get like crazy in the season, I'll do like some walks down these roads or stuff like that. Like there's so much fun stuff to see. Like, and mind you, I'm not a car guy, but like I still have fun looking at Lambos and Bentleys and Maseratis and all the things that drive around down here. We got a $5 for 3 mile from that same sushi place, but it's on Uber. I don't really have any interest in taking those orders on Uber. I take it on Doordash just for the acceptance rate climb, but that's like a Doordash only order. That's the only place I take that. We are up to 59%. That last sushi brought us up, so we gained a percentage point. So we're up to 59%. I'm gonna tell you, just so you guys know, I'm not feeling 100% here. I am gonna stay out for a little bit longer, and then I may have to go to my coconut water, and if that doesn't work, I may just go home, lay down for a little bit, and have a smoothie and stuff. I was kind of already thinking I was going to need a smoothie before I went out for supper today. For those of you who don't know, I'm doing like a water fast and cleanse right now, and I'm on day 4, so I'm definitely lagging a little bit. I've never done 4 days of water fast while being like completely active. Usually I do a lot of resting, so I know I've pushed myself kind of to the max, and I'm proud of that because it's important, I think, to push yourself past things that you've ever done before. It's good to know that you can do something that you didn't know was possible. But that being said, I do want to be ready for supper. So I'm just saying we're going to maybe have to cut the stream short for now and then just go back live again for supper. Just a public service announcement for everybody. And don't worry, I'm drinking a ton. Like every time I go into a restaurant, I use the bathroom. It's pretty consistent. So it's not a hydration thing. I think it's just pushing my body too much. I mean, we've done streaming plus delivering for multiple days here. So and like I told you at the beginning of this, like I'm very, very in tune with when my body is working and not working. And I'm just starting to feel the signs that, yeah, it's time to be done with this soon. Then you take into consideration Jesus did a water fast for 40 days. Now, he also was in the wilderness. He was not out streaming and delivering food. So there is something to be said about that. It would be a lot easier to do if you were just like had the ability to lay down, rest, and pray nonstop. But I'm not in the position to be able to do that. Is it I? Are you back? Hi. Hi, I. We're from Florida. Are you the same I who was on here before? Are there multiple I's on YouTube? Or is it L? I don't know. Can't tell. With a font that YouTube uses, can't tell. So I hope everybody's having a good November. A happy Friday to you. We're gonna plan on streaming live tomorrow. Probably similar. We'll probably just do lunch into late night, like do a nice 12-hour stream then. And then Sunday is probably going to be like, well, it depends. So the plan for Sunday is early church service and then do the Costco drop with my family, because we can do that. If we go to first service and then we leave right away, we can get right to Costco for the Costco drop. And then after I drop that off and drop my family off, then deliver. So probably something like 1 p.m. till 10 o'clock. So we're going to try to bust out the streaming hour like crazy this weekend. We are roughly, after yesterday's stream, and we might even be better than this because it's a 5-day lag, but I know for sure after yesterday's stream, we're at 2,700 watch hours. We need 300 more watch hours to unlock super chats and stickers. And so we're slowly clicking away at those. So thank you to everybody who is helping with that by watching right now. We've added another 8 watch hours just in this stream alone. So it's been pretty slow, but slow is normal. Like slow lunches are normal. There's a lot of days breakfast is better than lunch in my market. There's lots of people who get like Starbucks for the office. So you end up with like 4 drinks and then everybody throws in like $2 or $3 for a tip. And then they work really well. And then just lots of solo lunches. You just do, you know, I've got Deliver That. Didn't even see any Deliver That's last night today. I'm on Zifty. Didn't see any Zifties today. So we do have probably a limited number of catering orders and large orders. So that's why a lot of days, if I'm not going to stream, like it's just not really worth it. Just dollars per hour, it's not really worth it to go out for lunch on most weekdays, even Fridays. Now in season gets a little bit better, maybe with Platinum Dasher. Once we get that back, it'll be a little bit better. We'll try it out. But just in general, it's just kind of the thing. But supper and weekends, that's where you make your money here. We're just making a little U-turn, getting turned around. We're just gonna head north. All of our, most of our orders have come from by the mall, so we're just gonna head back to the mall. We know there will be orders there. Get what we can get out of it. Coming around the corner, someone's crossing against a green light, not with a green light, against a green light. People are crazy. Hope you're doing well. All right, one other question. All right, so here's what my last discussion question I had for this stream, which is this. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, and for those of you who have a Christmas tree that you put up, all right? I realize not all of you celebrate Christmas. I realize not all people who celebrate Christmas put up a Christmas tree. All right, so, or even if you don't anymore, but you used to, when does the Christmas tree go up? Is there a particular day the Christmas tree goes up? Is there a time the Christmas tree goes up? Some people I know do Thanksgiving weekend. So when does the Christmas tree go up? Leave your comments down below. So is it up? Does it go up November 1st? Does it go up December 1st? Are you like some people? I saw people putting up Halloween decorations yesterday. I thought that was absolutely nuts. Why do that? For one day? Not even worth the effort. In my opinion. When does the Christmas tree go up? The pink Christmas tree that goes up after Thanksgiving. We've only done fake trees just because all the places we've been in and the cost of real trees was so expensive. We actually threw out our green our bigger Christmas tree last year when we were moving, because it was just falling apart. It was like 13 years old and it had no life left in it. I tried giving it away on Facebook Marketplace and no one came to take it. Like, that's how old it was. Like, nobody wanted it. So we ended up just throwing it out when we moved. We have a little white one that has like colorful LED lights. We got kind of for the kids, but that actually might be this year's Christmas tree. And then we'll maybe try to get a nice one on clearance after Christmas this year. Shawan? Is it Shawan? Hello from the United States. Hello to you in Kurdistan. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're just looking for orders to deliver. It's been pretty slow. I was planning on staying out the afternoon, but I'm not feeling good. So we're going to try to take 1 or 2 more lunch orders if we can find them. And that was like $2 for 2 miles on Uber. I'm not going to take those on Uber. It's DoorDash only. DoorDash only for the bad ones. $6 for 8 miles on Uber. Nope. These are all orders now coming from the mall. So taking every order on DoorDash, but also running the other app. So we did move up 1 acceptance rate point from 58 to 59. I was hoping we would get a couple more. Maybe we could get 1 or 2 more and get to 60. That would be nice, and at least I'd feel good about stopping there. I don't usually do this, but I do want to get an order and at least take a shot at the 60. So I think I'm actually going to park at the mall. That's where we've had a lot of our orders coming out of today. It's where there's usually tons of lunch orders. Lots of drivers hang out at the mall. I don't normally do that. If you want orders all day, it's great. If you're on earn by time, the mall's not a bad place to hang out. But if you're on earn per offer and you're looking for big offers, it's pretty rough to hang out at the mall. We've been fortunate to get 2 good tipping orders from the mall so far. We're probably pressing our luck by forgetting a third, but I have not been in the military, no, but I do try to stay up on, in a very apolitical way, I try to stay up on current events. I don't get very excited politically, but I do try to like just kind of know and understand. Like, I do weird things like listen to videos that say all the countries of the world at any given time, stuff like that. So I'm kind of a geeky nerd when it comes to that sort of stuff. I like analytics. I like stats. I don't get as much time to do that stuff as I would like, but how's it going, sir? Sir Lalas, DoorDash daddy. Yeah, well, today DoorDash has been my daddy, that's for sure. It's been slow. So we're at 26 plus 8. We're at like 34, and we're at like 2 hours. It's been a slow stream. We're actually going to the mall where I don't usually like to get, because I'm just trying to get 1 more. I'm gonna go home here soon. Probably the goal is take 1 more order, then go home and rest up, and then I'll stream again supper tonight. So, and we just got it. We got exactly what we were thinking. $7 for 6 mile from the mall, just as I'm pulling in. It's from Popeyes, one of the restaurants, one of our fast foods. It's not horrible. I mean, it could be worse. What time is it here? It is 1 p.m., 12:59 p.m. So it's just the start of the afternoon. I'll give one other bonus to this order. This order is taking me close to home, so I think that's confirmation. Let's see how close to home. Oh, this is taking me so close to home. It's taking me like within a mile or 2 of my home. This is beautiful. So I was gonna have to drive the miles anyway, so you might as well get paid to drive home. All right, let's see. Did it get us? We were hoping it would get us to 60. Did it get us to 60? Sometimes you gotta close and reboot because DoorDash doesn't always update it instantly. If not, well, we took 4 and we moved up 1 percentage point if that's the case, but let's see. Did we get it? No, we're still at 59. Maybe they'll stack us with 1 more. It is busy in here. So I am gonna stop the car though and lock the doors because we're in the mall parking lot and I don't want anybody kidnapping you guys, driving you away. but hopefully everything will be ready, and I'll be back to you within 5 minutes. If not, the stream will time out, but it'll just go live as soon as I start the car again. I'm gonna put the be right back sign up. You guys can chill amongst yourselves. I'm gonna read comments while I'm in there about Christmas trees. So if you do put up a Christmas tree, when do you put it up? And then on the way to our delivery, I will tell you probably when it's going up this year, and then but when I would ideally put it up. All right, we're still live. Kind of surprised. Kept us live. It's a big drink. Like, barely fits in the cup holder. Oh, it all smells really good. It also kind of smells gross. It's like gross and good at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. Like the smell is good, but it's not actually what I'm craving. I'm craving like fresh stuff right now. I prepped the best thing I smelled yesterday. This will sound probably really weird, but like as your body recalibrates from not eating, different things smell better. Like fried food smells worse. Fresh things. I was at a Mexican restaurant. They prepared the guacamole fresh at the table. Like they cut open the avocado at the table. They diced the tomato at the table. All the other ingredients, they put it all together. And I walked by like just as they were like spritzing the lime. I was like, oh, it smells so good. So we're back. This is gonna be our last delivery. I have just hit my wall. It's also lunch. It was a slow lunch and it's going into the slower afternoon time. So I think the most productive use of my time is to go home, rest up, and I'm gonna break my water fast with a smoothie. And it's gonna be delicious. We'll use a coconut water base. We have just some like frozen tropical fruit mix in the freezer. Just blend all of that up together. Sip it slow. You're coming off a water fast, sip it slow. Confirm our pickup. Like I said, the benefit of this drop off, which I couldn't have asked for more. It's within like a mile of home. So we're gonna be home. I'm gonna make it a goal. I'll set a thing up. I'll set up a rating climb thing. It'll say 59% instead of 58%. So I'll set a thing up as soon as I know when I'm going out. My goal is to head out at like 4:30. That's my goal. But we'll see. I'm gonna nap, rest up, take a little sustenance, and now check off another thing on my box. Like almost 4 straight days on only water, and I'm like really proud of myself for that. While doing full work, not taking any extra breaks. And you know how you know that's true? Because I've streamed like 2/3 of my life, it feels like, other than when I've been sleeping over the last couple of days. And so now it's like, that's like the first part, and now the recovery. Start rebuilding things. Looking forward to it. So we'll hang on to all the way through to the end of the delivery. I'm gonna call my wife so she can have a smoothie ready for me when I get home. Have nice and something to nicely sip on. You can tell my words are like messed up too. I just felt like walking through the mall. I just felt like I was walking in slow motion, and everything else. And I was like, okay, it's time to take a break. Yeah, I mean, you're like always seeing, hello, I can't read the name because it's washed out with the sun, but hello, I saw India. Hello from the United States, from Florida in the United States. We're doing our last delivery of the day, but if you guys are enjoying this, I'm not gonna push too hard today. We're gonna push hard tomorrow for subscribers, but if you are enjoying this, you're just hopping on now, hit the subscribe button. I am planning on going live later today, so not just tomorrow, later today. We're gonna do supper and maybe into late night. Now, I'll be honest, I've been hitting my max at like 9 p.m. the last couple of days. And then I can push past a little bit, but that's really about all I have left. It's like 9, 10 p.m. So, one good thing about streaming is any temptation you might ever have about eating food is like taken away. Unless you're the guy who wants to go viral for eating people's food, which would get you a lot more views and clicks and get you monetized on YouTube faster, I'm sure. But we're not going for faster monetization by eating people's food. The best thing you should be doing, if you're a delivery driver and you ever know you're susceptible, prone to the temptation of eating other people's food, just make sure you have your own food with you. I don't know, I find for me, I would say once a week, I end up with somebody's meal. Not out of anything that I did wrong, but last week we ended up with a whole chicken tender catering platter. It was crazy. And then this week I ended up with two quesadilla. It's a single order, but 2 quesadillas from Chipotle. So the only hard part about the Chipotle was I couldn't eat it when I got it because I was on my cleanse. But the wife and kids enjoyed it. So we're on our way to drop off, and then I'm like a mile or 2 from home, something like that. As the crow flies, I'm a mile from home, put it that way. As the roads drive, I'm not quite sure. All right, so I wanted to answer my last thing that I put out to you, which is when do you put up the Christmas tree? I'll look at all your responses that I haven't seen yet in a little bit before we go off stream, but this year, if all goes as planned, we'll be in our new place on December 1st, and the Christmas tree will go up December 1st. Of all the things that we have to unpack and move, the Christmas tree is the first. That's like the most important thing, get that up. But in my perfect world, the Christmas tree goes up, drum roll please. And we have done this in the past, just not recently. The Christmas tree goes up September 1st. I know, super early. I am a huge fan of Christmas. So I go September 1. But here's the thing. I don't put all the Christmas decorations out. We don't put all the ornaments on the tree. We do is we go up September 1, and then every weekend, because I'm busy a lot on weekends, then the kids pick out one decoration to put out every weekend. So we have this slow build of Christmas, and then sometimes it's usually pretty close to Christmas, like usually within a week or 2 of Christmas, then I'll take off a night and we'll put all the ornaments on as a family and do that. My kids have been listening to Christmas music since June, just so you guys know. So I am super crazy pro Christmas. And they have caught the Christmas spirit from a long time ago. And it's not even, like for them, it's not even about like crazy presents or anything. It's like all the traditions, all the family things, it's all the memories. It's just like Christmas. Everything good about Christmas is what they love about Christmas. So, it will be December 1st, hopefully this year, if all goes as planned. If not, in a normal year, like if we were already in a place, it would already be up. September 1, the Christmas tree goes up. So, if you haven't answered yet, let me know, when do you put your Christmas tree up? Am I a complete lunatic? Now, on the other hand, I'm going to take it down pretty quick. It can stay up through New Year's weekend, and then I want it gone. I don't have any interest of having Christmas decorations out. Like I'm like a January 1 guy too. So I'm all about, like, January 1st comes, I want the house clean. I want everything put away in an order. I want to start the year with like 0 projects. I'm not like the type of person who wants to take down the Christmas tree the day after. I like it up for about a week. Up September 1st, slowly decorate the house over like many months. But then by that point, we've had everything up to enjoy for a while. And then it's like, then take it down, put everything away, and we'll start talking Christmas again in June, apparently, because that's when my kids start talking about it. But obviously, since we're hoping to move here in the next few weeks, we don't have it up right now. We're actually slowly in the process of cleaning up our stuff that we have at the house, moving some of it back to the storage locker. So that way we'll be good as soon as it's time to move, we can start moving stuff in. Hey Sal, how are you doing today? Catherick, awesome. That's the name that I missed. So yeah, we're just doing our last delivery of the stream. we're gonna wrap this up. I've been doing like a water fast cleanse here the last 4 days, and I've just hit my limit. So I'm gonna go home, start drinking some smoothie and doing that. I will be back for a live stream later, so if you guys are liking this and you want to see another stream again, we're gonna be streaming a lot this weekend. The supper time tonight, most of the day tomorrow, afternoon, evening on Sunday. We've got some streaming goals. We're gonna do some football, American football themed streams on Saturday and Sunday. I'm gonna bust out. I have a Miami Hurricanes jersey. I don't even know if they play tomorrow. Better find that out. It's weird to wear it on the day they're not playing, because then people ask you how they did, and you're like, well, they didn't actually play today. So, but if they're playing tomorrow, I'll wear my Hurricanes jersey. But either way, we're going to talk some college football tomorrow while we're doing deliveries. And we have a nice relationship. I try to somewhat entertain you. You guys keep me updated on football scores. So yeah, anyway, if you're liking this, you're liking this, just kind of a casual hangout stream. I usually try to plan 2 or 3 questions that we talk about throughout the day. If you like a condensed version of these ride-alongs, then I've got some of those edited, fully edited versions up on the stream, or up on the channel as well. So appreciate all you guys. We're going to get almost to 10 watch hours, which is not bad. I mean, it's going to be less than 3 hours of time, so I appreciate everybody taking time to hang out with us, and especially just on a random Friday morning. I know everybody's kind of like toast from yesterday. A lot of people are. I am just turning off all my other apps right now because I am done. Physically done, mentally done, doing all these things. So, gonna rest up for you guys and be ready to go for supper. I had a lot of energy to start the stream, it just faded fast, and then a little nap, little smoothie. We should be good to go with supper. We managed to move up 1 acceptance rate point. We took 4 Doordash orders, but 1 acceptance rate point. $33.50, like $42 in like 2.5 hours. So not great, it's like the very low end of what we like to do, but it's pretty predictable for a lunchtime here. It's just slow. Lunches are slow, breakfasts are slow in my market. Suppers are good and weekends are good. But the best part was I got to hang out with you guys for a few hours. We made a few bucks. So it's a few less dollars that we have to make tonight. About to honk at the person in front of me because it's a green light and they're not going. And we didn't get through the light because they didn't go. Oh, but then they run the red light. Isn't that just like people? The light goes green, they don't move. The light turns red, they run the red light. That's just amazing. You know what you call that person? Someone who's on their cell phone, just staring down at the screen. How far away are we? 3 miles total. There's lots of zigs and zags and back roads we got to do here. So it says 3 miles, but also says 10 minutes because back roads, zigzags, stop signs, pedestrians, 30-mile-an-hour zones, that sort of thing. Trying to save my coconut water, so I have that for later. But so close to home. Home is like right there. I'm like a half a mile from home. But at least we're closer to home after drop off than we were at pickup. So better than getting nothing and driving home sad. So if you got any other questions, I'll check them after this next drop off, or anything else that I missed. I just can't catch every question when I'm driving, different things like that. But yeah, hit those likes, subscribes. Actually, the like is whatever you want to do on that. Subscribe if you want to see more. We did just cross 10 hours, so that's awesome. We got 10 hours of stream time added today. We added 3 subscribers today, so thank you guys. Thank you everybody who's new to the channel. We're going to push for 800 this weekend. That's going to be our subscriber. Actually, we might even set that as the subscriber goal tomorrow. We might go crazy, go blazing 800 subscriber Saturday. And then if we don't have it, then we got Sunday to push us over the top. I'm learning, set bigger goals. Push yourself, set bigger goals. Sometimes it works. Not unrealistic goals, but just bigger. We are within 300 watch hours of being able to do super chats, stickers, memberships, all those fun things ways that you can easily support the channel, help the channel grow if you wish to do so. And if not, it still makes, I think, everything a little more fun. All right, here's our main turn into the community, but then we still have lots of zigs and zags. Speed bump. Got lots of those back here. Speed bumps, crosswalks, stop signs. So hope you're doing well. We already have an Amazon sale for the day as well, adding into our various income streams that we're trying to do. Almost all of our deliveries are Doordash. The very first one of the stream was Uber Eats, and everything else was Doordash after that. Not running over any people or animals. Let's go. We got another speed bump. Here we go. Ready? Up and down. Speed bump. This one's not quite as bad as the first one. The first one is like very elongated. And if for whatever reason I'm still not feeling good enough to go back out for supper, I'll throw a note up in the community tab on YouTube. So, but the plan is 4:30 or as close to it as possible. And when I'm a few minutes, when I know for sure what time, then I'll put it up a scheduled thing so you guys know. For those who want to hang out during supper and maybe into late night tonight. Go, speed bump number 3. Still have a mile and a half to go in 6 minutes. Speed bump number 4. Speed bump number 5. This isn't even the worst community around here. At least these are the soft speed bumps, the ones that are like nice and smooth if you slow down enough. We have one that has the really hard ones. They're like small, but they're like metal. Was that number 6? If I lose count, just keep count for me. There we go. Number 7 is coming up here. Still have 1 mile to go, believe it or not. It's just so slow back in here. We have to go on at least 6 more roads as well. It's crazy. Zigzag, zigzag. This is why sometimes, like, oh, it's only 3 miles or 5 miles, it's not that bad, but the more you know your neighborhood too. That was not even a speed bump, that was just the road. The more you know your neighborhood, you start to realize, like, okay, yeah, it says $10 for 5 miles, but I know it's gonna take me 45 minutes. So that's just part of the experience that you get as you learn the neighborhoods in your town. Oh, I'm so beat. So exhausted. But I'm in a better mood than that. And no rantings or rumblings or anything. I got my heart in a good place yesterday afternoon and evening. So it is therapeutic, I think, sometimes just go out and deliver. It's like for a while yesterday, I just listened to some stuff. I listened to some Jordan Peterson, listened to the Bible, just listened to some fun things too, and just kind of, like, that's helpful. I mean, I give, and I know some of, like, the top creators are kind of like, not the greatest, but those people who are full-time content creators who are on screen live all the time, like, I'll tell you what, it's impressive. I didn't think it was that big of a deal until I started doing it myself. It's like, wow. It's impressive how crazy it is to have to be kind of on at all times and be at your best. Doesn't mean you can't be real. Doesn't mean you can't share your struggles, but, like, you're on. Like, and as just like one other thing, it's a crazy thing. Like, at any point in time, this stream could go to practically, I mean, I know there's a few people who don't have internet access, but practically anywhere in the world, this stream could be going. It's like, I've got to be representing myself, because who knows, maybe someone who's in some foreign country that I've never met is going to meet me one day, and they're going to be judging me based on consistency here. All right. How's it going, Audrey? We're just finishing up the stream. I'm so glad you're here. I'll give everybody an update in a second. I just got to my delivery. I'll give an update on the plans, what's going on. Make sure it's the right thing. Don't forget the drink. They, I don't know if you guys can see this. They didn't have a sticker to put over the top. I don't know if you can read that or not, but they put a honey lemon pepper sticker on top of the Diet Coke. All right, so we are done. We ended with $41.90. It was slow. Don't know if it was super worth it from the delivery side, but it was definitely worth it hanging out with you guys. I'm gonna drive home here. But we'll talk. I'll give a little update here. So hello to Audrey. Did I miss anything else before I get going here? Sir Lawless, Doordash Daddy. I love it. So, yeah, no running over kids. No running over kids. We went nice and slow yesterday. We were all good. So I'm feeling a little out of it. I've been doing a water cleanse fast here for almost 4 full days. Something like, I'm like 6 or 8 hours short of 4 full days, which is the most I've ever done while staying completely active. And I know I just hit my limit. So my goal is I'm going to go home. I'm going to have a smoothie. Text my wife, could you please make a smoothie for me? Thank you. So, I am still not getting to enjoy all the goodies they're having at home. They made brookies, cookie brownies, and they're having eggnog, which I'm not going to be able to enjoy. So, but anyway, so I'm feeling a little off. So my goal is to go home, rest up, get rejuvenated, get powered up. I will be going live if I feel good. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I think I could do more if I were just laying around doing nothing, but 4 days inactive, like, I appreciate it. And we're going to stick with the cleanse thing. I'm going to stick with just fruit and veggie juices at this point. So, I'm looking forward to orange juice. Your deepest, it's amazing, like your deepest cravings really come out when you haven't eaten for a few days. So, I got to figure out where I'm going. I mean, I know where I'm going, I just don't know how to get there. This is all like everything. I think I already missed a turn. That's all right. We're gonna get there. So the plan is go home, get some food, get some liquid in me, rest, maybe spend a little time with the family. If all goes as planned, you'll see a scheduled stream going up at 4:30 p.m. for supper delivery. If not, it will be later than that. If it's not going to be at all, then I will post a note on community tab. But my mind is set on basically just going home, take a 3-hour break. It was, like I said, it was slow lunch, and why would I expect the afternoon to be any better? I wouldn't. So we're going to go do that. Awesome. Yeah. I hope to be back. I actually, like, mentally I feel really good. Like, yesterday was kind of foggy. Mentally I feel good. It's just physically there's no energy left. So appreciate all you guys hanging out. We added another 10 hours. We're within flag, but we're within 300 hours of our first goal here, which the goal was by Thanksgiving, and now I'm thinking we maybe can even have it by next week. So that'll be really exciting. We'll do some sort of celebration whenever that is. Other things coming up, just so you guys know, at whatever point we get our new place, hopefully by December 1st we'll be in a new place. We'll do kind of like a nice little walkthrough of the house for you, show you everything. Show you if we get the place we're looking at, there's even going to be a little nook for an office in there too, as not being in a kid bedroom. So there's 2 bedrooms for 3 kids. We're still figuring that out. I might ask for some advice on that here in a little bit. But yeah, so we've got that. There's lots of good stuff. If you haven't hit the subscribe, you like the stream, do that. Later we're gonna push for we're trying to get to 800 subscribers tomorrow. So we're gonna make a big push tomorrow. A nice good college football stream. That's more important. I mean, as much as I want to do tonight, the full stream tomorrow I think is more important for the channel purposes. So we're going to try to do that, and then Sunday afternoon and evening, roughly the same time as last week, we're going to do those streams. They're both going to be football themed. Try to bring in some more people, but yeah, other than that, that's really about it. Appreciate you guys. Happy Friday. Happy November to all of you. I'm stuck here waiting for a bunch of traffic anyway, but I'm going to sign off right here, and hopefully I'll see you tonight, if not tomorrow.